Alright guys, so it's a few days before we leave to go see, we're going to North Carolina to go see my grandson be born. So, yeah. So we're getting ready. Bit's building his models. Look at these. I have to show everyone how talented you are. Super cool models. You want to pick one up and show me? What is that one?
A Lance Corporal.
It's a Lance Corporal, cool.
A General. This one's skilled, not skilled. Supposed to be a proven unit, and this one's a veteran unit. And with that symbol right there, it's a elite unit.
Cool. He's super good at building models. He always has been. It's one of those skills that he's regained, so we're really excited about it. So, and it helps him focus and
get better.
Yeah, it helps you get better.
Be better or something.
Yeah. Takes your mind off of other things that are difficult. You have super focus. It's good. And he really enjoys it. He is making a lot of them. He's actually better than he was before. Everything, huh, Bit? Like, you're super good. Well, you're older now too, so it's really good.
A little bit older, like 4 years older.
Yeah, you're 4 years older.
4 years wiser. 4 years wiser.
Yeah.
Like how Charlie is 4 years wiser.
Yep. Are you excited to go see Bubby? And Julia and
with that.
Yeah, I can help you. And the new baby. So he just needs me to help him put the paints and stuff and the glue. Like, you know, put the paints on the plate and everything. But he does everything else.
Careful. Yeah.
You're almost out of that. Let me.
The first half?
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
No, the first half of you learning. Were you recording the first half?
Yeah.
You're shaking a little bit.
I know, because you're concentrating so hard. Sometimes your muscles been doing it for a little bit. Shake. So anyways, Bit needs me to help him put the paint on. I just squeeze just a tiny bit, and then he's good to go, and he does the rest. But he's really great artist. He's really good at blending colors. He would be a good like artist for like amusement park. You know how they have like everything like so real. I'm serious. He's super good at that. If you ever
really got into it?
Yeah, one day if you're ever able to. But yeah, he's great painter. He can paint his guys.
Like if they're like in the future, if there is an apocalypse or anything.
Yeah.
It's like relax.
Yes, you can relax. Awesome. So yeah, we're getting ready. Oh, and then in the meantime, my TV broke. So we have my daughter's little TV here. I got this Hisense TV. It just stopped working. Won't turn on. I did everything YouTube said, and I have to probably.
And now she's gonna sue.
No. It's probably like something internal I can work on later. So we're gonna just get a new inexpensive TV. Anyways, so before we go on our plane trip, I'm going to dye my hair with henna. I only use henna. You can see the purple line from here. I've had about this much growth. I want to blend it in, so henna is the thing that I do that with. I actually did it one other time at Christmas, but I didn't record it or anything. So I'll give you an update on Shandyn and everything before we go. So, since the IVIG, Shandyn has regained so much lost skills and regression, but he, you know, he'll never be fully how he was before he got the PANDAS encephalopathy. And he got that when he was 13 after about a strep throat, for people that don't know. So when after he had the strep throat, he just had sudden onset of tics, vocal tics, odd movements, behaviors, anxiety, regression in autistic behaviors, and then every time he got sick, he would get worse and worse and worse and regress more and have more uncontrollable movements and more catatonic spells, like where he would just sit there and then do nothing for hours and hours, and then it turned into days, and then it turned to him being basically a vegetable. And then he got really sick after a head cold or something in 2020, just regular illness like allergies. He did, because he wasn't showing signs of being ill ever, because his immune system is always on. So he hasn't been actually sick since he got strep throat, but every time he was around people that were sick or around allergies, his immune system would get turned on extra, and then the behaviors would come instead of the illness symptoms. It was more aggression and things. And so he was exposed to something like late 2019. Probably, I think it was 2019, not 2020. It was like 2019. Yeah. Now time's flying. Anyways, where he lost the ability to speak for over a year. He couldn't talk, he couldn't walk, he couldn't go to the bathroom. His muscles were atrophying. He couldn't do anything. He was literally like in a walking coma. So that was the hardest part of our life. That was the hardest thing we had to deal with. I started YouTube at the tail end of it because I was just desperate, we spent years trying to find him help, and everyone was just trying to say it was, his autism because of puberty. But we finally found a doctor, neurologist, and a behavioral specialist at Valley Children's, and then a community hospital around here that has helped him. And so basically he has a autoimmune disorder where when he is exposed to illness or sickness, it attacks his brain and then causes brain inflammation, and then everything else. So along with his autism, which we found he was on the spectrum when he was 10, before the illnesses, he has all these other things to contend with. He's calling me. He wants the TV. Huh? Yeah, it's only been 5 minutes. What? Are you asking me if it's only been 5 minutes? So it's 20 minutes now. Yeah, 20 minutes. Are you sure? Yep, 20 minutes. 10 minutes and we're on that 10 minutes beforehand? Yes. So, but he still has residual damage, even though, so he had the IVIG, and then he's been improving. He got his speech back like a few months after his IVIG, and then he got the ability to move, and he's got some bladder control back. He still has accidents. He can't wash himself. He still can't work the remote. He still can't comprehend a lot of things, even though he has comprehension of situations. He just sometimes to put thought into action is very hard for him. So, I have to open the doors for him. I have to And then his Tourette OCD, repetitive things, make everything a lot harder and longer, you know. So you take for granted the ability to leave your house when you want to. Before he got sick, we were able to go. We just like, let's go to the dollar store, let's go here, let's go there. Now it's like, okay, it's a chore to eat, to go to the dollar store for a treat. It's like, takes a long time. And then so when we go places like North Carolina, or when we have big functions, it's hard on him also. And then when he has Special Olympics and practices, and because he tries to control all these behaviors because he really wants to fit in. He wants to be like everyone else, right? He wants people to like him. He wants to not draw attention, and so he's trying so hard. And then so when we do get back from these events, he'll crash. He'll sleep for 2 days because it just takes so much. I mean, just every day is a challenge for him to get through the day because of all the repetitive behaviors and tics. That's a huge, in the catatonia. Those are the two things that occurred that aren't going away. We had some improvement. It's like 2 steps forward and 3 steps back after the IVIG. Like the main things, like the walking and being able to talk and bladder control, were resolved. But the other issues even got worse in some spots because he didn't have any. We were trying to fix the autoimmune disorder with the IVIG, but he hasn't had, and that worked. But then he's had 3 flare-ups since Halloween, and he's had small regressions, and I'm just so scared that because he can go backwards, and I don't want that to happen. I just don't want it to have to. I mean, he's living his best life as he is right now. This is his new baseline. So, and then I'm really, really careful with what I put on YouTube because he wants to see, even on his best behavior, he doesn't like to see some of the things he does, and that's his best behavior that I put on TV. Because in his head, he doesn't see him doing that as much or as bad as he actually is, like his speech or his repetitive things. So he just wants he wants to be on YouTube as, like for himself, not for his like disorders or anything. And he doesn't mind some of this stuff because he knows that we're, it helps other people. Maybe raise awareness and help other people. But yes, and then so some of his behaviors that he, these tics are Tourettic in nature, so he can't control them. But he really, really tries to stop certain ones that just take over that aren't good. So if I have those on film and he sees himself doing those and he doesn't do them anymore, it could actually bring them on. So I don't want to display any behaviors that he's finally not doing anymore that weren't good. Because if he likes to watch himself on YouTube, so if he sees him doing like certain things, like he had a head thing he was doing for a while, and some things can even be harmful, like hitting his head. If he sees himself do that, it might actually trigger those tics to come back, and we don't want that. So that's, you're not going to see everything, and I don't want to show the worst, and he doesn't want that. So I do what he wants. So anyways, when we go on vacation, like we're going to North Carolina, he loves it. He loves going places, but it's hard on him because now he's 18, and those same behaviors that were cute when he was little, oh, he's autistic, or oh, he's so cute. Those same behaviors don't go away, and he's doing them as an adult. And as an adult, people are like, that's not cute, because they don't. He looks like he doesn't have a disability if you just go on looks, But disabilities are hidden in his case. you have to talk to him and get to know him. And then you just talk to him for a few minutes, and then you realize, okay. But anyways, so like I put a shirt that says autism on him because it allows him to be himself. And it shouldn't be this way. It's really upsets. He wants to dress like a surfer dude, you know. He wants to look cool. He wants to wear his surfing hat and stuff. And I do that, but on long trips, I want him to be able to act himself, you know, because it's hard on him to try to repress, like, he just does it on his own. I don't care, you know, people just have to take him as he is, but those same behaviors that used to be cute now, when he was younger, aren't cute anymore. It seems odd because he's older. So, like, he likes to hug and kiss on me and sit on my lap. Well, he's now 18, but he's always going to do that. So it helps to have that shirt on so we don't get those looks, and I have to get over feeling like I have to apologize or explain. People always tell me stop doing that, and I'm trying. But when you're, you know, it's hard because relatively, I mean, when he was 13 years old, he went from being basically atypical to severely autistic behaviors, regression, like brain damage. So you go from having, like, not realizing anything's wrong with your child, like his autistic behaviors were manageable, you know, and he's just like that kid with a quirky behavior. But yeah, so anyways, it's hard because you have to learn how to deal with the child that has a disability at a later age. So it was one of the hardest parts, and I don't even know how I got through it. So, but we're done, hopefully, knock on wood. But so the reason why I want to take advantage of everything, like every opportunity to do something for him, because he lost a lot of his childhood. Like, he doesn't want to hear that either. He doesn't like being told. He gets upset easily if you tell him you're an adult. He does not, because in his mind, he's 13 years old, like mentally. So he's the same age he was when he got sick, because he was in a catatonic state where his mind wasn't developing or anything for years. So the doctors think that his mind is starting to mature again, you know, start developing more since IVIG, hopefully. And, you know, he has development delay, big time, but he's developing, so that's good. So we'll see. Maybe when he's 30, he might actually be 16 mentally, you know. So that's good, hopefully. But he loves toys, he loves imagination. He's the cutest kid, you know. But anyways, he lost a lot of time. He couldn't do anything from 13 to he's 18 now, and he's just starting to experience life how he should have. So I want to do everything for him. Like, we go, you know, I redid all the holidays. If you watch everything, I redid all the holidays for him so he could, you know, and he's been watching he won't watch any new movies because he wants to watch all the movies he's missed. So we've been watching movies after movies after movies, and we're finally getting to where we'll watch something new. So, but like if it's all big little people, big world, we watched all of the old series, and now we can watch the new series because he caught up. So, so we're going to take advantage of every opportunity I can to, you know, have him have fun, enjoy. And so we went to Florida, we went to Busch Gardens, we went to Universal Studios for his graduation, you know. So, because we homeschooled him, and any lucid moment we were trying to teach him, you know, he's still doing school, even though he's graduated. He still does school now, especially. So, but his school is a lot different than, it's modified. So just because you get older doesn't mean you stop learning. You actually probably get smarter after age 25, I think, because your brain's fully developed at 25. So he still has time, which is a good thing for brain maturity and development. And hopefully we can get him another IVIG to try to stop that, the flare-ups, from his immune system attacking him. So when that happens now, he gets confused. Things that he normally understands, he doesn't understand. He has, like, if you've ever seen a person with dementia, that's how he acts. He acts like that. And then he gets stuck for a long time doing absolutely nothing. And that scares me because that's what he did. Like, he would spend the whole day long, all day long, just standing in the hall going, like odd things. And that's it. He wouldn't do anything else. Like, so it's exciting to him develop the ability after, 3-4 years of really not having any interest in doing anything but his tics or staring into space and not being able to do anything and losing time, like literal days and years. He's playing video games now while he's learning to use the control on stuff. It's frustrating when he can't do things, but he's doing it. He gets frustrated because he wants to be able to do it, He's doing his, he's decorating for Halloween. I decorate. He tells me where to put it, but, let's see. He's able to, he still needs help going to the bathroom and stuff and flushing the toilet. He won't, and certain things he won't do because the tics he doesn't. So to control behaviors, he stops. Like, he was taking buttons off of a remote. He was peeling all the buttons off the remote. So in order to stop peeling the buttons off the remotes, he stopped touching our remotes for like a year. So you have to change the channel for him. And I'm not sure if he even remembers how to do that, but it's the way he only way he knows how to break the Tourettic tics that he has. So I end up doing this stuff for him just to help him break those tics. Certain, things that you would think that would be easy isn't. So anyways, he still needs help dressing, bathing, going to going to the bathroom. He does on his own. He'll tell me, and he has to ask. Transitions are hard for him. It's like he needs he blinks a lot just to get that into action. It's like that's the only way he was able to bridge the gap that he had from being stuck to being able to do it. It's like a speed bump he goes through. That's what the tics are. It's like the speed bump he has to get through to get that into action. So he has repetitive phrases and movements and tics he does before every new thing and every new thought. But in between then, he's good, So, and then a doctor says that won't go away. That's the way, most likely it won't. That's how he was able to, so he has Tourette syndrome. And that's just who he is, and that's how he's able to function. But that's what he tries to control, and that's what really makes him tired and exhausted. So when we go on vacation, I had a thought on that. When we go on vacation, like we're going to North Carolina, it's not too bad because we're going to our family. So he's able to experience it, have fun, get through security, because sometimes, like, that's the scariest part. I don't know how he's going to be when we get through security. But they have something called TSA Cares, which is awesome. You email them and tell them why you want help getting through to TSA. And they'll respond back to you as long as it's within 3 days, 73 hours, 72 hours. And they'll respond back to you, and say, hey, we forward this information. Just tell them, if no one contacts you, tell them at the gate that you contacted it and you need help. And they do, they help you. So Shandyn really has a hard time in lines. He doesn't like standing next to people he doesn't know. He won't sit next to people he doesn't know. He won't stand, and the noises can get to him. So we need, like, they help us through the line, so we get to cut everybody, which is a nice thing, but it's not, I don't like the reasons why we have to do it, but it's necessary. You know, I wish he could wait in line. Like, I really wish that he could do that, but he can't. So it's nice that they have programs like this that can get him through there. I mean, push comes to shove, we have to do it. We can, but it's really hard. He ends up sitting down, rocking, like getting like irritated easily. He doesn't want people next to him. Like, it just helps not having a meltdown and stuff. So anyways, yeah, they have that. And then if it's 3 days or less, you call them and they'll do it too. But so that's helpful. We get through, we get on the airplane. He loves airplanes. He likes to eat. We fly Delta Plus because of the perks. I spend more because I want my son to be comfortable. And bigger seat area, you get snacks and stuff. So yeah, have the TVs and the free earbud things, and so he loves it. And then they do a wheelchair because of his Tourette tics. Sometimes they have lines everywhere. Lines are the enemy. Tile lines. Any lines in tiles, lines in floors. He wants to follow them no matter what. Even if it leads into a compulsions override all. So if he knows danger, but then when his compulsions say nope, they don't care about danger. So you have to watch them. So anyways, but it will also take us a long time, especially in Utah airport. And if you've been in that airport, it's miles and miles long. So I get him a wheelchair, and we use the wheelchair to get from point A to point B, so we don't miss our flights, connecting flights, because sometimes they're 38-minute in between. And that way, he doesn't have that temptation of the tics to follow the lines. And you want, try moving a 3-year-old, right, when they don't want to go anywhere. Well, now try moving an 18-year-old that's all of a sudden acting like a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old. That's even harder. So it's avoidance of these situations is key, and so the wheelchairs help. And then always, this is something I learned. I grew up in daycare. My mom had tons of kids. I was always helping him. I grew up with kids, okay? We had babies and kids all over our house all the time. My mom was a great person. She actually helped people learn how to take care of children. Anyways, one of the things, and then my grandma was actually a special ed teacher for years. So the main thing you do is, with all children, is always give warnings. Hey, in 5 minutes we're leaving. Hey, in 10 minutes we're leaving. So we've always done that with all my kids. And so it's nothing new, but it's very important, especially with special needs, to continue to do that. That way you avoid any types of meltdowns. You don't just go and turn the TV off and say, let's go. You can't do that. You have to say, hey, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then they're prepared. And then when you go, I'm turning the TV off, they're not going to get upset. Same thing with children. You have to do that with little ones. It's just avoids so much problems. Anyways. So yeah, but when we get there, we're going to be, he usually needs a couple days of not doing anything to sleep, because he'll sleep like 2 days straight and just to chill. So it's good that we go see family, and when we go anywhere out of town, our routine is to go early so he can relax, get acclimated, and then we do our thing. So we're gonna go to Legoland. Long story short, update. Really, we're going to Legoland. I want to do what I can. We're gonna go to hopefully, because my son Skylar is a Marine and he's on a military base, and so I'm sure they have a museum. And Shandyn loves military, so he's super excited because Bubby says he can hear airplanes and choppers and stuff. And so I can't really do too much vlogging because of OPSEC and PERSEC for the military and my son especially. So I'm not gonna, his story is his story, right? So I don't vlog too much or anything about him and what he does because it's serious, you know, when you're in the military, you can't do that. So I can't really put stuff like that on YouTube. So, but I can do like family pictures, you know, or like when we're probably just in the house having fun. But I can't vlog of the base or anything like that. That's just against OPSEC and PERSEC. And then pictures of my son in uniform and stuff. I can't do any of that. So I have to like I can't do any personal information. That's why I didn't do his wedding so much. Or, you know, I don't do too much of my son's personal stuff because of those reasons. My oldest son, Skylar. But when he's in my area, I'm so proud of him. I love showing him off in any way I can. And he's my baby. So, so proud of him. He's been in the Marines for about 5 years now. So, long time. Anyways, as far as I could say. So when we get there, we're going to do that. And then my daughter's coming. So we're getting there early because I want Shandyn to have time to acclimate. And we're going to leave in a couple of days. And I'm going to post this because of, I don't want people knowing when I'm leaving and stuff. Even though I'm getting a house sitter, we're going to have someone here, so, and the dogs, so no one's going to be alone. And Sean's going to be here too. He's not coming with us. Sean is going to meet us after the baby's born. We're going up before the baby's born, before the due date. So I'm going to post this after we're probably there. Just because it's never a good idea to let people know when you're gone. So, exactly. And especially in this case, I can't say exact. You can only do things after the fact. So, like anything you see about, like, military, it's always after the fact. After, you know, so that's what I do. I just do after the fact. So, we're going early to help Shannon acclimate so we can get settled in, hopefully before the baby's born. And then Boots Jr., my other puppy, my grand puppy, the brother to the pack, is there. So hopefully we'll see if he remembers us. But we also got to get him acclimated to us and settled down before the baby's born. So hopefully it's all calm. Then Sean's coming to see us after the baby. Only a couple days because he has to work. And then Sari's coming from college with Lance from Florida. And then we're going to drive back with them. And we're going to spend a couple weeks there. And that's when we're going to Legoland. I was thinking SeaWorld too. Like, I'll see what I could squeeze in, you know. So Legoland is perfect for Shandyn, for my little bit. Because he has such a child's mind. He's so excited. I showed him videos. And it's also good to show him things before we are in the atmosphere. You know. And to show, like, so it helps prepare him. Like, I did videos on the airports, I did videos on airplanes, I did videos on any, like, place we're going to. It helps mentally prepare him. It's called scouting out, and it really helps. So he's fine with going to restaurants without saying, so he's good with that. But it just helps make him calm and assured of his environment. He doesn't have you know, a lot of his stuff is control because he lost so much control. And yeah, so my camera cut off on me. But anyways, yeah, his tics and his behaviors are also like a way to control, like his transitions and all his little speed bump he has to go through is like his way of controlling, you know, the situation around him. So he likes to have things just so, like his cup a certain way, his plate a certain way, you know. So anyways, but yeah, that's my update on my little bit and how he's doing. He's doing way better than he was doing before his IVIG, that's for sure. And he's doing good, but like I said, he's having a little bit of regression when it comes to, like, a few flare-ups here and there, you know, and it's hard to get, once he regresses, it's hard to get back to the baseline. So it's like inches. It's like a slow progression. I just don't want that to happen. So when we get back, we're going to see if we can get another IVIG in. We'll see. And insurance is a pain in the butt because they don't like to do anything. So they don't understand and they don't want. And the only time we have to go to an emergency room right now if we want to get that. So we're just waiting for we almost had to do one. He had a flare-up that was 3 days long. On the 4th day, it's calmed down. So it was around the holidays. I probably could have got him in emergency, maybe. But then, he's 18 years old, and I don't know how that goes now. It's scary. So anyways, yeah. Because he's older, like I was saying, the autistic shirt is just really good. It helps him be able to, even though he doesn't like it, it helps him to be himself. And I just say, hey, he understands though. He'll wear it because I had to explain to him that it helps people bring awareness to people and stuff too. But he knows it helps him act himself, where he doesn't have to try to hold back so much. He doesn't have to. He feels he has to. So with that shirt on, he can. He has more acceptance, especially as he gets older with these types of behaviors. And then we only use them when we go to like amusement parks, the airport, and like the zoo, like special things where he wants to have. He acts more like a kid and he's running around and so I put those on. Like when we went to the water park when we went to Universal Studios, we went to the water park. I forget what it's called. Anyways, it was Universal Studios Volcano Bay. He didn't have that shirt on, and he was acting like himself. And it was really hard because I had to stand there and explain to the people that worked there that weren't very understanding. Like he was doing his ticks before he could get on the ride. It only was a few seconds, and this kid was like, if he doesn't get on the ride, I'm gonna have to make you go back to the line. Now they don't have a special pass for disabilities at Volcano Bay, so we were in line for a good 30 minutes, but the lines wasn't so bad. We were able to make it where he had room. But so I'm like, listen, my son has autism. He's special needs. He needs to do his thing before he can get on the ride. Like, it's just like, I don't know. So it was huge relief when you're able to go put his sweater back on so people can read that, and then they don't cause so much issues. So, yeah, I'm like, why would you give he was only doing it for like 30 seconds. He was actually fast that day. And then you're like, you have to get back to the line if you don't get on. And even after I explained that my son had autism, the guy was like, like very impatient. And then people around were staring. I don't like that. So yeah, that sweater helps. So a lot of pictures you see, he's wearing that because he needs to in this world today until we have more understanding of people. So yeah, but I'm going to dye my hair now. Do henna. I have a recipe. I'll show you really fast. I put so this is sienna. It's called sienna, and this is what makes it red. Well, I don't want it red, so I only use a little bit of this. So just enough to make it permanent. And then I use a neutral, which this is what you use. It's like a neutral, and that helps with more of the blonde color. So like I get like a strawberry color sometimes. And then I use coffee and chamomile tea, like a cup. And then tea tree oil, like a full dropper. And then about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And then you let it develop. And then you put the mud all over your hair. That's what you do. So I'm going to do that right now. And then you'll see this video. I'll be in North Carolina holding my grandbaby. And I'm super excited. have a good time and try to squeeze in as much fun for Shandyn as I can. Like I said, trying to make up for all those lost childhood moments that he deserves. Alrighty, we'll talk to you later. Peace. Alright, so let's see if we can. I can't tell the difference. I'll be able to tell on film though. So I only let it sit for a couple hours. Oh, because I was too tired. So, but I think it did an okay job. Makes my hair really healthy, at least. So, I like this part, so I don't really care if this part's not covered. It's my favorite part, my gray. But yep, there it is. So, let's talk to you when we get back. Peace.